We are on the island of Maui, and we'll be on the northern part, that road on the northern side there. And it's about 52 miles from Kahului to Hana, and that hour 59 is probably with no traffic. So with stops and different things, it's going to take you probably at least 3 hours. We are in Maui. This is my brother, my uncle, my sister-in-law, and we're going to do the road to Hana. They've agreed to do this crazy road trip with me, so we'll see if we can get there without any incident. But it's supposed to be a curvy, winding 64-mile drive today, so hopefully we get there in one piece. You guys ready?
We're ready.
Yeah!
Aloha!
Pray for us.
We're starting here in Kahului. It's the place where the airport, the main airport, is for Maui. And there's not many towns as you head to Hana, but this first one there's Paia, and this is an old sugar mill there on the left, so it dates back to like the 1880s. And so this is a pretty cool little town to stop in. It's just off the Hana highway, and so definitely worth taking a little detour. There's some cool old buildings. I think there's lots of places to shop and to eat, so a nice little stop as you're getting your trip started just a couple miles down the road. There are some pretty cool spots to pull off and look at the sights, and this area is sometimes known as the world capital of windsurfing, and here in a minute you'll see why. There's some pretty big waves in this part of Hawaii. The beginning parts of the road are pretty straight. There's going to be a lot of twists and turns coming up. This is a GoPro that I'm filming this with, and it's mostly in double speed. So as you see the cars whizzing by, you'll know that the film is about twice as fast as normal. So sit back and relax and enjoy some of the early stages of the Hana Highway. One of the first places to stop and stretch your legs a little bit is Twin Falls. It's $10 for the carload, so with 4 of us it was only a couple dollars a piece, but it's a nice little short walk out to the waterfalls. Unfortunately, there were only 1 of them active today, but still a nice place to get out and check out. And there's some nice places to hike through some of these interesting trees, and some bamboo trees coming up here in a minute. And yeah, just a nice place to get out and very inexpensive little touristy stop. And as you can tell, the road is starting to get a little bit windier. There are 620 curves. So if you're a person that gets a little bit queasy, so you might want to look away for some of this video. Or the trip wasn't too bad if you drive slow, but there's all kinds of bridges like this right here. There's 59 of these old bridges that were built around the year 1910. So the way you kind of go is you just kind of wind through and you kind of go back into the little canyon areas, and they have a bridge to cross over, and then you come back out towards the ocean again. So that's kind of the way the pattern goes for quite a while here in the early stages of the actual Route 360, which is what people really think of with the road to Hana. Something I don't see every day are eucalyptus trees. So there's a little spot here to pull off the side of the road, and you can check out the colorful trees that definitely you don't see in Kansas, where I'm from. A fantastic place to stop along the way is the Garden of Eden. I'm actually going to cover this in more detail in another video, but just so you know, if you're on the road to Hana, definitely well worth a visit. If that rock out there looks familiar, it might be because you would have seen it in the introduction to Jurassic Park. That is the Keefe rock, and it's just past the Garden of Eden. So a pretty cool little stop. Hard to see from the road, but you can actually see it from the Garden of Eden when you do a little bit of a hike. And now we're pulling into Hana to complete the first leg of our journey on the road to Hana. Hana was probably settled between the years 500 and 800 by the Polynesian peoples. The first sugar cane plantation was established here in 1849, and by 1883 there were 6 plantations in operation. However, in 1946, the last sugarcane plantation closed and most of the workers moved to the west side of Maui. It became more of a tourist destination. Obviously, the end of the Hana Highway, which completed in 1926. So the population dwindled over the years, and now there's probably still about 1,000 people that live in the area. Hana is where most people go, and then they'll turn around and head back the way they came, but we're going to continue on around. The Hana Highway goes about 12 more miles. It certainly changes from a 2-lane, nicely paved road to a little more rugged, and eventually it's called the Pialani Highway, and it becomes pretty rough and tumble, but there are some really nice places just to the south and west of Hana as we start what might be referred to as the back road to Hana. This is the point where you can stop and do a hike at the Haleakala National Park. We actually did that, and I'm going to cover that in another video along with the Garden of Eden, but a terrific place to stop and more than stretch your legs. It's a good hike. Definitely one of the reasons you'll want to take the back road back from Hana is the little community of Kipahulu, where they have this church that was built in 1864 by some Christian missionaries from New England. Over the next 100 years after that, it kind of fell into disrepair, but then in 1964, a man named Sam Pryor, who was a winter resident from Connecticut, took a walk down the road, found the old abandoned church, and started to repair it. And he found the original organ and the pews from some local homes, and a community of people restored the church into what it looks like today. They went out and they took care of the graveyard that's right next to the church as well. And there's a very famous person that is actually buried here, Charles Lindbergh. Lindbergh lived in Hana in the last couple years of his life before he passed away, and then he was buried here in Kipahulu. This next stretch of road is probably the most treacherous, but to me this was the most fun and certainly some of the most beautiful parts of this road. So hold on to your seats and enjoy the views. To get to this beautiful spot, it takes a little bit of a detour down a back road, but it's not too far off our back road that we're taking from Hana. And from here, you can visit this really cool old church that was built in 1859. They definitely knew how to pick the beautiful spots for their church. As we were driving along the south coast, we were commenting on how different it was from the first half of the trip on the road to Hana, and almost felt like we were in Arizona or something. So very unique and different from earlier in the day. As we say goodbye to the Pacific Ocean to the south, you can see the sun is no longer in our eyes. We're heading north now and heading back home. And my family was nice enough to let me stop and spend quite a bit of time at those churches. But we were kind of hustling home to beat the sunset. And there's a few little communities through this way that are interesting. We did not have time to stop and check any of those out, but it was definitely a nice drive and a pretty sunset as we headed back north. We arrived back just as it was getting dark, and as you can see the stoplight ahead of us, that is the Hana Highway to the right, and that's where we started our day. Thanks for making it all the way to the end of that video. And now that you're here, let me tell you a little bit about some of the extras that we have on the channel. One of the things you can do is you can become a member. There's 3 levels. There's the supporter level, there's the producer level, and the executive producer level. And all 3 levels have different perks, and as you are more supportive financially, there's more perks. We have extra videos every week and a lot of fun stuff going on in the member section. If you haven't done so, make sure you check out travelwithawiseguy.com. We've got lots of extra stuff on there, and one of the things is merchandise. You can get you Travel with a Wise Guy t-shirt. We have Death Go Round t-shirts. We have some coffee mugs, different things that are a lot of fun, and people seem to have enjoyed. Good quality there. Also on the website, you can do things like check out the Google map. I have a pin dropped in every place I've done videos about, then a link to the video so you can look at the map, and maybe there's somewhere where you live or somewhere you want to go. You can check out that map, and it seemed to be a very popular thing. You can sign up for my newsletter. I do that about every 3 weeks. It's totally free. And there's also all kinds of other links and tidbits in there, old videos, podcasts,
just everything I could think of I throw on the website. So make sure you check out travelwithawiseguy.com. Thank you for everyone who has been supportive of this channel, and thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. And now for the reason you're probably here, the outtakes. This is my brother, my uncle, my sister-in-law, and we're gonna do the road to Hana. And let me start over because this volume. Okay, start over.
Take two. Look at the nutsack on that son bitch. He looks Hey dude, where'd you go? There she is right there. I know what you're thinking.